So Maria, I hear an Aussie accent.
That's right, I'm from Australia.
And what are you doing here at Indieweek?
I'm here to meet as many global service providers as possible to become a friend of AIR so that I can connect them with Australian labels and artists to help them on their global journey.
Nice. And we're seeing a lot of great artists coming out of Australia.
You sure are, and there's lots more coming.
So what kind of artists are you working with?
I represent the Australian labels, independent labels, and they have a plethora of artists like Shepherd, Courtney Barnett, all making tracks. Even Kylie Minogue's gone indie, so that's a huge statement in itself. And with our labels, we have some artists who have decided to form their own label, so we want to support them, as well as established labels who are doing global business. AIR also produces annual AIR Awards so that we celebrate the success of the independent sector in Australia. It's a national organisation. And we also do business conferences and etc. for our market, and we're trying to bring global players to Australia.
Do you think you're going to partner up with Indieweek here and take it over to Australia?
No, Indieweek is unique and it has its own platform, and I think everyone should come here to enjoy everything that it offers.
So talking about panels, this whole week there's lots going on. What are you most excited about?
Well, I think having Spotify do some panels, opening the doors to, even Apple did one today, but just giving people an understanding, okay, how do I get my music on international global playlists? Because that's the question everyone wants to ask. Breaking down barriers, helping them understand how to do business better and what connections and what services, what software is available in this global changing environment, in this digital changing environment.
And that's a good thing that you said. Like, obviously, everything is very digital. I mean, what do you think is so important about being independent today?
The best part about being independent is there are no rules, you make your own. So you need to be as informed as you can be because resources are limited, opportunities are endless, as long as you're on the front foot and you're riding that wave.
And what kind of advice do you give to artists that are, real world advice, that are trying to get into the industry or trying to make good music but are not being seen?
Well, they need to do the hard yards in getting an audience. They need to connect with a fan base. They can hire experts to help them do that, but they're not going to have traction unless they've developed that connection with their fans, who will then go on to buy music, who will then help them establish connections and partnerships with distributors, etc., because they're not going to take a risk unless they know that there's potential.
So when it comes to being an Aussie in New York, are you looking for artists here to maybe take over to Australia, like do a little partnership that way?
We don't distribute, we just look after the businesses that do that.
Okay.
Right, because I look after all the Australian independent record labels. So we've brought 20 labels from Australia to Indieweek so that they can connect business-to-business opportunities. And we've been doing this for 5 years now, and a lot of our labels have had some very viable and profitable connections made here. So it's very important that we put the offering out every February. Who are the people that would like to come to New York for this exclusive opportunity? And thanks to Sounds Australia, who also take care of the registration costs for Indieweek, we're able to bring these people here. So it's good.